Ready?
Is it come up and say we live? Like, is everything working?
Just now.
All right.
Says just now. It said what's live.
Okay, I'm gonna drop you right.
Oh wait. That's an old one. Hey y'all. Okay.
It's good.
I don't see you here, but we have people on, so that's fine.
All right, so we have this ain't recorded on audio, so I don't need your reminder. But let me know right now if you can hear me in the chat. If everything good, you can hear us, see us. Obviously, the lightning and thundering and is not on our side. Neither is
And then thunder thighs.
thunder thighs over here knocking shit over.
My fault, guys. Can you hear us in the chat? We see some people in the chat, so let us know because I knocked some power out with my ties.
Will there be one?
I guess they don't want us to know they listen. Okay. Anyway,
That's fine.
we're moving on. So,
All right. Hey,
okay, good.
Hey, can you see us too? Everything good on
you
the
can
visual?
see us good.
All right. What's wrong now?
Okay, good. So that's what I was saying.
I gotta start the audio. All right, you ready?
Mhm.
3, 2, 1.
So manufacturing guns is not illegal, but it's enough for me now to see what's going on with the state of affairs. That wanting to know exactly how many guns I have or how many of whatever I have is none of their business to me, or whatever I do to protect my family. That's what I was leaving with.
Yeah, I think it's a wild pussy way to look at it when people say like, "Oh well, if you're not doing nothing, then what do you got to worry about?" It's like if you're not doing nothing illegal based off of depends on if it's righteous standards or not. It was a point in time when we wasn't allowed to read. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we wasn't allowed to read. So it's like if we was just sitting there fucking reading to our kids or something like that a couple hundred years ago, they would have kicked the door in and Gestapo would our ass all over the place, right? So you can't sit here and just think like, oh, people got it right. We didn't like just people in power do so much fucked up thing. This ain't even like a Big Brother thing or something like that. It's like people are the perfect dichotomy of good and evil. Like we are chaos incarnated, right? And yeah, there's a lot of good people out there, but there's a lot of fucked up people out there. And the fact of the matter is, like, they don't. What do you need a registry for? But for control,
Right.
Like, and Dave, man, he had hopped in, and he was saying what I was gonna get to is that when they did like the Patriot Act wasn't for terrorists. It was to find dissenters. It's like to find people. Like even when it was like a bill that they were trying to pass that all veterans should go on a watch list because they disgruntled and this and that. So it's like, so these cats done went to war, served their country, got out, went to the VA, got something put in there about PTSD or something. And now it's like, let's watch them. How about we watch the motherfuckers that you said drove planes into buildings in our country or something like that? Say we watch the people that's coming over doing everything else, right? But instead, we got this crazy ass view of like what we need for safety. And I think it was Thomas Jefferson who said it, that if you give your freedom up for security, you deserve neither. Because the whole point about it, you're going to keep saying like, oh, I don't want this to happen. I don't want that to happen. And, like a perfect example is, do you know that the Supreme Court already said that it's not law enforcement's job to protect us from harm?
Yeah.
Like, so you're telling me that they're not morally or legally obligated to protect me from harm, but you want to take away the tools that will protect me. And the fact of the matter is like when we sit there and we talk about all of this gun violence that everybody talking about, when you talk about gun violence in the hood, none of them dudes is getting these guns like, oh, I broke into somebody's house and got this rocket launcher or this 240 Bravo or this fucking M16 with a, you know what I mean, Mark III red dot on it. It's like, no, they didn't get that from Bill's house. That shit came over like when they look and find all the guns in Mexico. Most of the guns that they find in Mexico, they come from the U.S. Like, so we're going to sit here and talk about, like, oh, guns the problem and come up with all these dumbass gun laws about first is bump stocks. Then it's like even binary triggers. And if you don't know what a binary trigger is, then A binary trigger is a trigger that when you pull the trigger, it goes bang. You let go of the trigger, it goes bang. Right? So think of it like a trigger that works on both. It's a double action trigger, I guess, to make it seem a little more simple for those that don't know. But literally between Florida and Georgia, it's legal or illegal. Like Georgia is legal. You go 1 mile south of where we live at right now, and it's illegal for a binary trigger. And the whole thing about it is like you can have short barrel rifles and all this other stuff. And ATF put out this murky guidance and then try to like slide things back and do everything. And it's like, just leave it alone. Because the dudes who don't care about gun laws or the dudes who illegally get guns, they're still going to legally get fully automatic weapons.
It's not going to stop anything.
Yeah, they're not going to stop. And all of this stuff about, let's ban it. We don't want you to get a pistol. You don't want me to get a pistol that hold 15 rounds without you knowing about the serial number. What about old boy in Chicago who just got something with a 200 round drum on it? Ain't no serial number on it. Ain't nobody owning up to that. Ain't nothing, right? So I think we worried about all the wrong shit in gun laws. And if people was to put more of an effort towards solving the real problem instead of like, let's deal with some of the symptoms and the sentiment, because it's just like those reasons that people put out in politics where they say like, oh, well, we're worried about abortion and we're worried about this and that. What's your stance? Don't none of that shit matter.
Well, everybody wants something to blame. So they want something resolved. Let me look as if I'm doing something that can possibly
all
help.
work ain't good work.
And right, exactly.
All work ain't good work. Just like my grandma used to say, you can sit there and be busy all the time and don't get a goddamn thing done.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we're doing when we're chasing our tails with all this stuff about, what about gun laws and common sense gun laws, and we should ban this and ban that and ban this. And it's like, let me tell you something. The reason that I want my old lady to carry a pistol is because if a dude my size run up on her, I don't want this to be a how well I trained her how to fight situation. I want it to be as lopsided a fight as possible. Like, in every man, woman, and child out here should understand, if somebody if I was to run up on your wife, your mother, your daughter, or something like that, and I'm going to just beat the dog shit out of them and take their purse, you should not want that to be as even a fight as possible. You want that fight to be completely lopsided between me and them, because I am trying to hurt them, harm them, do them some injustice, rape them, do something to adversely affect their life for forever. When I run upon them. So it's like, you don't want that to be an even fight. You want that to be a lopsided fight where your wife, mother, daughter, sister, niece, significant, like girlfriend, whatever it is, you want them to be able to end that as soon as possible. And the same thing go for dudes. It's up like if a whole gang of dudes ran up on me, I don't want this to be an even fight. Like, I'm gonna shoot the fade one-on-one with every one of y'all. No, I want y'all to stop. And if you don't stop, I'm going to make you stop.
Right.
Because it's not, everybody needs to understand about firearms, self-defense, first aid, learning to live off the land, all this stuff. This is our responsibility to learn. This isn't law enforcement's responsibility to do this. It isn't the government's responsibility to pay all our bills and feed us and do everything else. It's our job to learn how to live. It's our job to learn how to hunt. It's our job to learn how to protect ourselves, whether it be hand-to-hand combat, firearms, knives, whatever, right? It's not like everybody think they tough. But I'm telling you right now, 90% of people, and I know this just from the hood, 90% of people who swear they can fight from back home, you can't fight. You was just more intimidating than the other guy, and you was loud, and you smacked your elbows more when you was doing the dumbass like fight style. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you smacked your elbows more, but don't none of that shit matter. It's like when it comes down to the end, when you sitting there talking about, well, I should turn in my firearms, and I should turn in this and that. Like, they're literally, like, it's literally bans on stuff like Monsanto's with seeds, where they're telling us we can't regrow our own seeds and keep our own seeds. We need to use all these crazy ass pesticides and stuff that only certain seeds could grow through, and we're gonna keep those seeds. We can only use those seeds, so we can keep buying them from people. This genetically modified shit that who knows what it's doing to us in the long term. But we can't keep our own organic shit. And we're going to charge the hell out of people who want to do organic shit. You want to run organic chickens and chicken feed and eggs and stuff like that? Tax it.
Yeah.
For people who don't want to drink processed milk and all that other stuff, they drink unpasteurized milk for fucking hundreds of years or whatever. And no, we can't let them do that because that's going to harm them.
Right.
But I can eat whatever I want off the dollar menu.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I can get all of these chemicals in the house that, you know what I mean, look like whatever. We got kids eating Tide Pod, and that's what we worried about, milk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't drink it. We can't drink. We lactose intolerant. But I'm just saying, for the people who think it worked for them.
Well, thank you for spreading my bowels. And
I'm just saying, we are. We black. It was probably a good chance when you looked at us like, they don't look like they out here smacking down a gallon of warm milk to go to sleep. Like, But yeah, so, I mean, people need to get more in the mindset of protecting my family is my job. It's like it's a lot of people out there who got this weak mindset. They got this entitled mindset. And a lot of times, a lot of the people that you see that say, like, we shouldn't have guns and we shouldn't have violence and we shouldn't have all this stuff, They're the people who, if the government disappeared tomorrow, if fucking gone, and it was just literally everybody fend for yourself, these the same people who wouldn't make it fucking 5 hours. Yeah. They wouldn't make it for 4 or 5 hours because they can't fight, can't do nothing. They could just talk a whole bunch of shit on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a lot of people who talk a whole bunch.
Don't have what it takes to move forward.
No, they don't got. They don't have the fortitude. You know, you can go. You can go and you can get up and you can go work a really good job and type really fast and you know what I mean, and do this and that. But can you fight? No. You can get mad. You can get violent faster than somebody else possibly and scare them. But can you fight? Like, can you defend it? Can you take a punch? Can you? Once you get stabbed, can you mend that wound? Do you have first aid kits? Do you have IFAKs?
Any survival skills?
Yeah, any survival skills. If I left your ass out in the woods with whatever you want besides like electricity for a week, can you make it?
2 days.
A day. Like just throw you out there in the woods for a day. Give you a rifle. A pistol, a life straw, a knife.
You're going to wish you had it then.
Some straps and a first aid kit. Can you make it a weekend? I can. Like we'll be all right. So, I mean, I think people that's part of the things that people get in the mindset. We should be able to govern ourselves accordingly because the fact of the matter is like the way everything was written and starting this country, it wasn't meant for us to be completely overran by big government. It was meant for us for the states to decide. So, I mean, I don't know, but we can go into a whole damn lesson about how things are actually supposed to work and how it's not all the things that shouldn't be the government's job to make sure that we eat and do this and that. Government should literally be the government's job is to keep another country off our ass. And if we start beefing too much, if I'm Texas, if I'm fucking South Dakota and you're North Dakota, we start beefing or some shit like that and it get a little out of hand, government come in, all right, cut that shit out. Let's find a resolution or something like that. Right. It should be something like that. It shouldn't be,
intrusive in everything that we do, every single thing.
Yeah. And what your uncle say? He said the people who talk come to survival. They love to manipulate and turn people against you. I'm not really sure what you mean.
The people who talk come to survival. Explain what you mean when you say that.
Yeah, running that one a little more. But yeah, so I mean, the whole firearm thing is like I'm not for it. It's like it's certain things we should do. Just like when people say the next thing that people argue about is like we should have mental health checks and everything like that and all of these things so that people can, before people have firearms. But then it's like, what's the checks and balances on that, right? Because what happens when you have a child and you have postpartum depression and they consider that like, oh, well, if you have any form of depression, you can't have a firearm.
Let me tell you how so many people won't have one, right, to this day. We all go through something. We all experience something or even act out of sorts. So what would that be considered?
Yeah, everybody that act out of sorts. What about, and then you know the difference is going to be the people who got money will still be able to get guns because they can go get their kids' record expunged. You know what I mean? The dudes like the Mark Wahlbergs or something who went to jail for a hate crime or something, got arrested for a hate crime or something like that and wanted to get expunged from his record because he changed. Well, guess what? Broke motherfuckers can't afford that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People who in between their blessings, we can't afford to just go and be like, well, expunge my whole record. I want to go get a firearm and I want to do this and that. So now you're going to tell people you can control people based off of whatever you get a doctor to say.
Fit, yeah.
So you get a doctor, you get a government doctor who says like, okay, well, you have postpartum depression. You can't go. You got PTSD because you've been Iraq or Afghanistan or both and you can't go. And you grew up in a single parent household, and we did this study that people who grow up in single parent households are more likely to do this, that, and da. You went to a group home. You didn't have any other parents. You got adopted, this and that. Your rate of likelihood of this, that, and the third goes through the roof. So now we sitting here and we doing the same thing. Like that would be the equivalent of what voter ID, like what the voter ID thing was back in like the 1900s. When black people couldn't just roll and get an ID. Like, I understand more about the ID, people getting an ID now. Sure, get it. But back then when it's like the next place to vote was probably 50 miles that way and vehicle. I couldn't get there.
Nowhere,
and I had no vehicle or nothing. Maybe we had a horse. Maybe we didn't because I had to go get an ID. And if they refused me an ID, guess what? I just couldn't vote. So now my vote don't matter. So the dude who's voting like we should bring back slavery in full force, guess what? I can't even vote against him because I ain't had the money to get over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it winds up being the same case. It's going to be the same case if they do these mental health checks and everything else. I think there's reasonable things that we could do. There's reasonable things, but the problem is what I fear as a firearm enthusiast, like most firearm enthusiasts, is that you give a motherfucker enough rope, they want to be a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's with anything. So how do you now balance all of that?
I think balance. I think the hell with balance right now. I think the problem is, how about we find out where all of these goddamn guns is that's coming through the country? You know what I'm saying? That's getting sent to these places where all these violent crimes are coming from. Like, we have a culture of violence here. We have a culture of rebellion, and we're trying to fix everything. Like, we're sitting here with this elephant in the room that's illegal guns getting into the country. Like, they don't manufacture. Like, I'm from Newark, New Jersey. There's no gun stores there. I'm from Newark, New Jersey. There's no poppy seed fields there. There's no coca leaves there. There's no, well, there might be some marijuana plants, somebody doing hydroponics, but it ain't no big marijuana fields or nothing like that in Newark. But guess what there is? There's weed, there's coke, there's crack, there's heroin, there's guns, there's fully automatic. All of the shit that's illegal and everything else, because at the end of the day, people who break laws don't care. Don't nobody stop from doing a drive-by like, oh, I was about to ride on their ass, but you know, they said you can only have a 10-round magazine.
Yeah, stop.
Let me stop right now, and I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back with a smaller mag, and I'm gonna come back and dump on their dumb ass. Like, no, that's not what happened. Criminals break laws; they don't care. So all you're doing is unarming. All you're doing is unarming the people who want to defend themselves, right? When you look at all of these shootings, like that last shooting that just happened, all of these shootings are always somewhere. And I mean, obviously it's gonna change, but it's just gonna change just because of the times and people have an agenda to push. But they're always somewhere where you can't have guns, like school shootings. Anybody got guns there but the security. Yeah. And I'm not the dude talking about, oh, well, the teacher should have guns and all this now, because I'm telling you right now, as bad as some of y'all kids are, you're going to wind up with some dead fucking kids. They're going to get tired of getting their ass thumped.
I would definitely say if I was a teacher, I'd be in jail.
Yeah,
ain't no way.
If I was a teacher, I want to mount a desk-mounted machine gun. Sit your ass down, Mr. Thompson. Like,
pull a rope on your ass.
Yeah.
Do you want me to pull this
we
rope?
Have a problem? You know what I mean? I'm Marlon Wayans on their ass. But yeah, so the gun thing is just get out of here, right? It's like in the movie theaters, no guns. All these places that people run up into is no gun. You don't see a lot of this shit happen. You don't see, how many times do you see something happen at a gun store? Like, you would think about it, if people want guns so bad, they want to do all this violent shit.
This last issue, remember I was reading that to you? It was at a gun range, actually. A guy ended up shooting a family. I think he ended up killing 2 of them out of that family at the gun range. I don't know what that was about. I can't remember
I don't know enough
was,
about
but that was like one of the first I've heard. I'm like, oh, he bold, you know. Yeah. But he was probably in a place where, you know, at their own separate area.
It was probably an indoor gun range for starters. Mm-hmm. Or either it was an area that had like a separate place. Because I hate indoor gun ranges. I think indoor gun ranges are probably the most unsafe and just worst places ever. Because 1, everything sounds loud as hell because you box into a cave. Mm-hmm. 2, everything is like they got those blinders and stuff like that. So you don't know what people doing. They just in there. Like, they had the one dude, he in there, like some jackass, he in there, like taking pictures with the gun, putting the gun to his friend's head or something. The RSO came over. The fuck wrong with you, man? Get your ass together. Get it together. Get it together. All right, so Uncle said it comes to survival. You know how people like to manipulate and twist things around about you for their own survival. Yeah, people gonna flip things on you. They're gonna do the thing. Sean said, "Dog, I fit in 4 of these boxes, and I'm strapped right now." Facts. Yeah. Just so you know, I got my fire on me. You know what I'm saying? I keep it on me. Shakita, what's up, baby?
Hey.
What's happening? Yeah. So I absolutely hate the gun talk. Because the problem is that anytime people got to realize, anytime you have a problem, if you have a problem with me, you initiate the problem. It's not like I just realized like, oh, you know what I should probably do better? I should probably be nicer to Fox on Tuesdays because Tuesdays are sad days. No, you have to initiate the grievance. Mm-hmm. And the way that people initiate the grievance is, get rid of all the guns. And, you know, it's immediately like, you see me over there, I'm cleaning the gun. Like, so,
come over here.
Yeah, cold dead hands and all that good shit people be talking about, right? But so don't even start off with a reasonable conversation to begin with. It start off with, oh, I think we should have this and that, like when like me and B Rabbit was talking, and she was like, I think that people should be able to give like basically private sellers. We was going back and forth about private sellers, and it was like they should be able to do background checks. And I'm like, well, I can't do a background check if I'm not an FFL. You know what I'm saying? I can't do a background check because I just can't run it. Well, they should have the same tools that the people who sell guns have. And it's like, no, I don't think they should.
Yeah, I don't think they should either.
Well, yeah, but she didn't know there was a whole process behind it, and it just furthermore was like it's like if I have it. So basically, if you leave your driver's license, I get a hold of your driver's license, I could basically just run a background check on you. If we all had access to that, we could just run wild ass background checks on people, and then just start spreading people information all we want. You know what I'm saying? And then so if we do a background check and say my background check said hold because he had a stay at a mental hospital, and basically they threw me in grippy socks and a gown with my ass out for a couple weeks. And now I came back out. They said I was good. Tishkis just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Now that information. Now you got that information.
Right.
And you don't deserve to have that information. Well, you deserve it because you're my wife. But you know what I mean? Random person B don't deserve that information. You know what I mean? I was like, if they wanted to talk
it ain't
about.
Gonna be no more about your inability to have a firearm. It's gonna be about he crazy because he was doing this. He had to stay this amount of time. Wonder what
he
he
had to
did.
stay
Let me
this.
go
Boy,
find out.
he had the grippy socks.
It becomes something else. So.
Yeah. So I mean, like at the end of the day, we still got to talk about people's privacy. Like we still got a Privacy Act. We still got HIPAA information because once you get into people's medical records and they were at this place, that place, and whatever, it's like there's so much that goes into that. So I think it's reasonable laws that could be made. But that ban on ghost guns is just the start. It's the start of some It's the start of some bullshit. Like it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's the start of some. That's my biggest issue.
Just because you don't like guns, or you don't know how to use one, or you're not familiar, you're not educated, or you had traumatic experience, doesn't mean that you should be in the group to take away the rights of others anyway.
Yeah, because once you get to taking people's rights away, then who gonna be there to stand for your rights, right?
Yep. And you gonna need it.
And that's what we talk about in the gun community, because you'll have so many people in the gun community. Like you got competition shooters, you got collectors, you got hunters, you got survivalists, you got all of these people who do all of this stuff with guns. And it's like we, of all people in these different groups, we need to understand. Like I'm not a gun collector. Every one of these guns, that we got in the house, they got a purpose.
Yeah.
It's home defense, it's clay shooting, it's 3-gun, it's 2-gun tactical, it's whatever reason.
Gun is bust your ass gun.
It's my I keep it on me gun. It's my I keep it on me with a hoodie gun. You know what I'm saying? I got a 3-piece suit on, so I need the ankle holster so I could be out here like Jeff with the furry legs. You know what I'm saying? Coming out there bringing the fur daddy legs out. You know what I'm saying? Them tarantulas. But yeah. So I just got guns for those reasons, but I gotta respect the people who collect guns. I gotta respect the people that I said that I gotta respect the people who want to shoot professionally, right? They want to shoot at a professional level. Obviously, I want to shoot at a professional level, right? I gotta the competition shooters. I gotta respect the hunters. I hunt. You know what I mean? So with all of these things considered, we gotta respect them. We can't argue about why you don't need a gun, because that's when it start becoming a place of like, you want to hunt guns? I mean, you want to hunt people, or hunt people? Yeah. If you want to hunt people, people hunt people. But but yeah, so it's like if you want to collect guns and I want to shoot competitions, we should be on the same page. Like it's a Second Amendment. We should be able to exercise our Second Amendment. So people need to understand that, because once rights start getting repealed, they're just gonna do them. Because I'm not saying
there's levels to control.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the government's trying to control us. I'm not saying that I got a tinfoil hat on. But I am saying if they did want to control us, what the fuck would they do different?
Right.
Like what other legislation would they be trying to push? What would they do different? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me find out who got what. Mm-hmm. But that's knowing your enemy. Like we just started with, is knowing your enemy. It's like we don't want all these people to have all these guns, because it's a whole difference. Like when you see people protest and they armed, there's distance, there's respect, there's this and that. When you see people that ain't armed in a protest, you're gonna talk rational to me when I got the same shit on the 3-point, I got the same shit on 2-point sling that you got. Now you like, all right, look, sir, we need to talk about this. Now I ain't got that. All I'm out there with.
Nice to me.
Huh?
What do you say? Talk nice to me or don't talk to me at all or some shit?
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
Talk nice to me, don't talk twice or some shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Talk nice to me, don't talk twice to me. You know, like, yeah. But so it's just crazy about that. And then to start with the guns, and it'd be everything else. Before you know, it's like the crime wild in London. They don't got guns. They is running up and shanking the shit out of people in London. Like, dudes are just coming up with the.
Hey, it's close range.
Hey, I'm talking about some. This is just
close range.
And still people leaking out, air wells getting stabbed up. So what we got in here?
Go to the chat.
This is what you were smiling at, laughing over here, old Shakita over there. She said, the part I love most of the statement is when you said, well, you deserve that information because you're my wife. That's romantic. You better let her know who she is. Boom. Privy to any info on me. I mean, if I don't tell her, she just gonna
I'ma
use
find
the.
out,
She
but-
got the passwords to all my shit. She just gonna be like,
Like, so this was okay.
okay. Uncle said why people are looking for Civil War so bad they want to find a good reason to do it. Let me tell you something about Civil War. People don't fuck around and watch too many Marvel movies because
Yeah.
this is the crazy thing, and people don't want to. People are like, oh, we're gonna have a Civil War. It's like, who against who? Because it's a chance that the half of the people who sitting there talking about, I can't wait. This shit ain't gonna work out well for you.
Yeah.
Because you either A, untrained minority, or B, Meal Team 6 or Gravy Seal with 1,000 guns and couldn't shoot the broadside of a goddamn barn. So either way, you probably gonna be dead. So this shit ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? That Civil War shit you talking about, it ain't for you. And Sean, no decorative towels in the bathroom or Glocks in the holster. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no decorative towels in the bathroom. Or Glock, hey, we getting it done. This shit ain't for show. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so sick of y'all.
If I up it, I'm
Especially
gonna blow
Sean.
it. Hey,
Why you encouraging him?
because Sean, that's
why you
my
encourage
dog.
him, Sean?
That's my dog.
Oh my Lord.
We understand each other. That's what that is. But yeah, so that's my stand up.
So, remind me, going looking for places, house shopping, whatever. The first thing, I could put a gun right there. Really? That's what you come in the
Who
bathroom and
said
look
that?
for? That's what you,
Because one of my
just places where you can store your firearm.
because I need to know that if somebody try to kill me while I'm taking a shit, that it ain't gonna happen. It was a rap song with the Locks where they talk about a dude and they're like, "Hey yo, I'm gonna kill him while he taking the shit, so you can, so it's making you sick, so you can feel how I feel. I had a probable cause." It's like, nah, you ain't taking me out of no toilet, player.
Oh my God.
Nah, I'm gonna get
That
ample
was so
wipes
funny
in.
when I saw you do that. I was like,
I'm gonna get ample wipes in.
I knew then that I had a live one right there. Right there.
Nah, I'm talking about.
Yes. Oh my God.
You call it crazy. I call it prepared. Everybody think people crazy to like the preppers. We be talking shit about the preppers. Like, man, look at them dudes out there. Man, they got all that corn in the missile silo and this, that, da, 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 da. And the first nuclear missile go up and shit like they go, hey man, what you doing down there in that yeah, man, you got some room down there? Go, hey
Right.
man, I got 10 cans of beans. What's up, man? Let me in here. This like we
Got
getting
some okra.
Hey,
Okra and corn. Okra.
hey, Sean said it, boy. There was a time where we was going to invest in a pig farm.
Oh my God.
You know, he was going to invest in a pig farm.
Why?
Because pigs eat bones, and I don't eat
Oh,
pigs.
my
So we was
God.
gonna have a phenomenal understanding. Like, hey, Mr. Porky, I don't eat you. You don't eat me, but I'm gonna keep you full.
Oh my God.
They eat bones.
Said that on live.
We didn't invest in a pig farm.
So when you get one, then
I ain't gonna invest in no pig farm. I'm gonna invest in a farm if I happen to have pigs. Old McDonald.
wow.
E-I-E-I-O. Nah, I ain't messing around with it. They eat
my
everything
God.
but the teeth, baby. Look, no evidence. Everybody already know what the pigs mean. Pulling them hogs is out.
Yeah, they got dental records, right? You say everything but the teeth.
What you think? You think gonna leave the teeth out there?
You gotta find it.
It's
You gonna-
fine.
What you gonna do with the dirt? You just gonna scavenge the dirt?
Just like them settlers was getting gold, I'm gonna have pig shit and strainer. Till we find the molars in that fucking formaldehyde filling you got in there, whatever it's called.
Oh my God, I'm so done.
Yeah, ought to be. Yeah, ought to be.
Oh my
All right.
God.
So yeah, I'm done with that. We ain't messing with it. We don't support no ban ghost guns. We don't support no ban no guns. Common sense gun laws, I'm all for it, but too bad the people who want to bring up common sense gun laws don't have common sense. So hey man, propose something, but the thing about it is if you are the one who's feeling aggrieved, then you're the one who needs to come up with some ideas and have a reasonable conversation, initiate a reasonable conversation. I understand that it's my job to be an ambassador of the Second Amendment, and we are. We teach gun safety. We go to the range. We properly teach people gun safety in our gun groups. I'm the president of a gun group. So we doing. I feel like we doing our due diligence.
Those people who talk about the gun laws, they talk out of fear, you know, or just out of some tragedy.
And fear is a motherfucker because fear make you do some wild things.
Yeah.
Like them people got trampled at that Travis Scott concert. Guess what? Fear. You know what I mean? People who wind up turning on people and doing all this crazy shit and wilding on their neighbor because of like COVID protocols and all this snitching and all this other stuff. They was out for 2 hours instead of 1. Yeah. Fear.
Mm-hmm.
That's just fear, man. Like the cowardice of people. It's like, hey man, Down your feet instead of live on your knees.
Yeah.
What else you got, baby? We got time to go there, Thunder Thighs.
I was in a Facebook group, and this person said something, this lady. She said something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. She was like, single mothers are the cause of all societal woes, right? So,
Damn.
Yeah. Yes.
Single mothers are the cause
Yes.
of all societal woes.
Basically, yeah.
So inflation,
Everything.
gun violence.
Hey, we bad for society. That's what it was. It's the problem with society today. Single mothers. So, I felt some type of way about that because I was a single mother for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come from a single mother, of course. So both my parents are still together, but for her to say that, it was kind of like, bitch.
So you felt offended?
I felt offended. I was just, I was going off on my little.
Had your Twitter fingers going.
Hey, had Twitter fingers going. I lost it. Refreshed the page and I couldn't find it again. I was like, damn it. Had some words for you.
I had some choice. I had a
words.
strongly written email for your supervisor.
Oh, your motherfucking supervisor. Yeah, but I think that's terrible.
I don't know. I imagine what she's talking about. I guess she's basically trying to go for the chicken and the egg and just picking the chicken or the egg in that situation about what's the problem in the cycle. But it's just the whole cycle is the issue.
That's what I was trying to explain.
Now, we can't say that that's not a problem. But we can't say that it's not a problem. But what I'm saying is it's kind of like it's in the circle of things happening, right? So you can't. The circle is the problem, not just the one issue in the circle. The circle, the fact that men are letting these women be single mothers is an issue. The fact that these women are unfit. Some of these women are unfit to be mothers. Not saying all of them, right? There's plenty.
Right.
My mama was a single mother, right? Well, that wasn't the greatest example.
Right. I was just gonna say, like, baby.
That wasn't the greatest example. My grandmother raised me, yeah. So not saying that, but it's like it's so many things in there, and this ain't one of them things because I know I can already tell you how that the comment section went. Yeah. It was like you go into the comment section and it's like it's a bunch of people in there talking about, so, well, if these men wasn't leaving them, and then it's like, well, and the first woman who made that comment, she was probably built like a bell pepper and fucking had the same haircut as me with Cheeto dust on her fingers. You, ma'am, are also the problem. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of people in this whole cycle that's the problem, right? Like, there's some women that are insufferable, there's some men that are just fucking cowards and not being men. You know what I'm saying? So, and for us to break this cycle, it's like, perfect example, I hadn't seen Color Purple but bits and pieces since I was since fucking really young, right? So Fox made me watch half of Color Purple before I went to go to something that I probably should have been at work. but watch half of Color Purple. And when you sit there and you look at that, especially like if you haven't looked at Color Purple as an adult, you probably should take a look at it and just realize that that was the real effects of like slavery and things like that on us. That like you had like, and if you've seen it, you just the way we treated our kids and our family, and we just like as men we didn't know how to lead, and women were forced into these situations where they didn't know how to respond to a man. So they was either like docile and sheep, or they was never shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like old girl who punched the dude in the mouth or something.
Oh, Miss Sophia.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. It's just wild to me.
So
hold up. Sean had one for you. He said single mothers causes this Georgia pollen count to be so damn high. That
I'm through with you.
might be true.
I'm through with you.
That might be true.
So my take on it was
I'm
pretty
glad you
much
ain't a
kind of
single
what
mother,
you
though.
said about it's the circle, right? And a lot of it, of course, has to do with our traumas. So if it's for the man leaving the woman in a certain situation, what is it that he's been through? He hasn't been taught, or even if he has an example, something else happened regardless for him to exhibit that type of behavior towards someone else, right?
Yeah.
So it's a cycle of trauma that we all need to address. It's not just one specific person or mother. Go ahead and open it, babe. You open the snacks. It's not one specific person. It is the cycle of trauma that's been going on, right? So we try to find everything outside to blame, but in actuality, it's inside, and it is a pattern that's been going on within our own families, which causes this issue. So now you got the man who went through whatever, was told he probably wasn't ain't shit by his dad or by his mom, or dad wasn't there.
Like
so here
Mr.
we go
Daddy.
again. Yeah. So here we go again now. So now he goes into a relationship with this woman. not capable of loving another human being because he didn't receive that love that he need, right? So you can't give what you don't possess, right? So you go out, do that. Now you messing up this woman's life. Who knows? She may have already had daddy issues.
Is that why you can give me hell? Because you got a lot of it in you?
I mean,
All right. Continue.
Just a little, just a little. I gotta make sure you're alive. That's all I do. It's just to check the vitals, to give him a little, make sure he's still living. That's all. So yeah, it's basically the cycle of trauma that we go through. It has nothing to do with being a single mother or father, any race. It doesn't matter, not race, but any culture, any ethnic group. It doesn't matter.
We can still say sex here.
Yeah, any sex, okay, any gender. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the person, the being. It has everything to do with the cycle of trauma that we've been through, or that we saw. Right.
I think we got to look at it from a scientific standpoint. Is this right? So the cycle happens. Every bad man and woman. So start with this. So if I'm a great person, and I do great things for people, and let's say I affect seven children. So I affect 7 children. Hopefully, we know the 7, right? But I affect 7 children. These 7 children do great things. They remember me. I have imprinted myself on their lives. And that continues. And they help to break a cycle. Well, for every person like me who I imprint on those 7, there's the doppelganger of me, like on the movie Us or Them or whatever it was, where there's my doppelganger on the bottom who fucks over 7 kids, who, beats and abuses emotionally, physically, sexually these kids, who in turn, they gonna fuck over 7 more people. Right. So the effects are exponential in the way it goes. So realistically, you can't expect something that's been started by exterior forces to stop on its own. For instance, it's like when you talk about inertia, it's like if I roll a ball, that ball should roll forever unless something acts upon that ball, i.e. wind, i.e. friction on the ground, i.e. this and that, because otherwise it's put in motion. It should just stay in motion unless something acts against it, right? So what's been put in place for the community, and single mothers just doesn't apply to just the black community, but I know that I can talk about the black community because I happen to be part of the black community. Right, but I don't know how it goes for a bunch of other races and everything else, right? So, but as far for us, those effects and everything that happened to us were external. So it's not just like now that ball's moving, that ball doesn't just stop on its own. So hopefully we find a way to stop it. But I think the unfortunate truth of the matter is that we're going to need some external push to help us slow down that.
Yeah, we definitely need the tools.
Because I think we're slowing it down, but a lot of that comes from learning, right? Like when you come over to when people are brought over to a country stripped of everything they had and then taught like certain things, it's like that's a lot of that's a lot of initial movement to get something going. So it just takes time, and it's just gonna take time and the effects of getting stuff like that to go away. We done got into this era where we're gonna change the narrative so many times because like people are so prideful that they don't want to just be, oh wow, like how many women say, oh, I could do it all by myself. Yeah. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because it's like really doing it all by yourself. So it means like, so you're gonna teach this young man how to be a man
that you don't have,
don't know how to keep.
Yes.
Probably ain't get raised by one. You're gonna teach him how to be a man. You're going to teach them how to treat a woman when you don't know how to be treated because you ain't got treated right yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa.
If you would have one available.
Yeah. Or you got the dad or something like that. So you got this dad who for instance, he got his daughter. It's no different for us. It's like, so I ain't never had a good woman. I ain't have a good relationship with my mother. I ain't had this and that. And now I'm supposed to raise this little girl by myself.
Or show an example of how she's supposed to be treated. No, but you treating these other women.
Yeah, but I'm dragging them through the mud out here. Like, you know what I mean? So the hypocrisy of it all is amazing to me. So I don't think it's so much that issue, but really it's just one of them issues where it's like, I don't know the way society is built now and how people are just so unapologetic for real shit and so apologetic for dumb shit, to me is, I don't know how to fix some of the woes of stuff. Damn, somebody just dropped a big ass comment. Okay. Keita came through, boy. She done got her typity type on. All right, girl, let's see what you got here. Definitely is the cycle of trauma because you have children coming from 2-parent households that are screwed up. Facts.
Yep.
My granddaddy and my grandmother, country ass, raised their kids together, and all the kids came out with issues due to the impacts of unresolved trauma that my grandparents never dealt with. Big facts. Because our parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and great keep going ever since the fucking boat got here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ever since the boat got off and dropped us off of whatever country, Caribbean, you know what I mean, whatever tribe you from, whatever, however you want to look at it or whatever, it's been trauma since then, right? So all of them people needed some type of help. So
and it's not just our community either. It's other, ethnic groups as well.
Yeah, I believe so. But I think that other ethnic groups just have it different because
everybody's trauma is different, period.
Yeah, but also one of the big things about other ethnic groups is that they know they can go back exactly to where their lineage comes from. Mm-hmm. Like if you have an Indian kid who has this and that, he can go straight back to India and find out find out his people in India. He wasn't ripped of his culture. His culture wasn't destroyed back in India. It's still intact. You know what I mean? That Chinese kid, he can go back to China and look at his culture. That Japanese kid, that, you know what I mean? A lot of these people can. It's like we can't go back to whatever tribe, you know what I'm saying, we come from and be like, oh, this is what we was doing 300-400 years ago. That shit gone. Like, you could be Norse pagan and you could talk about what the Vikings and shit like that was doing and everything else, and you can go back to your lineage, Scottish, whatever. You can't do that. So that's what I think is one of the big issues and differences in our community. But back to the comment, Keita was saying my granddad and grandmother raised their kids together, and all the kids came out with issues. Oh, we said that part already. They suppressed it. Oh, at least they thought they did, right? So... yeah, so we sit there and we deal with it, and that goes back to what he's talking about mental health in the community, where a lot of times we just like, oh, well, ain't nothing wrong. We want to hide stuff, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll have people who are actually, you know what I mean, severely autistic or, for lack of better words, like just straight up mentally retarded, and we'll be like, oh, ain't nothing wrong. He just got a touch of this, a dollop of that.
He touched by the angel.
Yeah, he touched by the angels. Like, I don't know what fucking angel that was. Yeah, what angels? Okay. No, ain't no one of them angels. You know what I mean? And then people will be like, oh, well, he'll get better. He'll grow out of it, or she'll grow out of it. It's like, they don't grow out of it. They grow into it.
Coming to terms with what's actually happening. So you live in that denial and cause more problems.
Yeah.
That can possibly have been maintained in a way, or just tooled out, so you'll be able to get the tools you need to do whatever.
Yeah, because the fact that matters when you deal with it in all truth and honesty, right? Like, for instance, having an autistic son, when you deal with it when you take it from that perspective, ain't nothing wrong with my baby, I'm gonna just raise him like normal. No, you're not gonna raise him like normal. The thing you can do is understand that you have to be a little bit harder. You have to be a lot more patient, but you have to be a little bit harder on him than everybody else is. And I got to be hard on my baby, because the fact of the matter is, I love him, and I'll get a chance to curb that meanness, right? Like, I'm on his ass during the day, and I'm still the same person sleeping in that little ass bunk bed, cuddled up with him or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. With my back hurting in the morning, but it takes to be on him like that, because he has to understand you don't get a crutch, because he's manipulative enough, and he's all cute and fat, and he's just over there, and people are like, oh, well, you don't have to worry about it, don't do this and that, and then he just get comfortable. I'm gonna just manipulate people. I ain't taking none of that shit from him. You ain't no passes. We'll sit here all goddamn day, and I guess it just won't happen.
There you go. I mean, behaviors are learned, so it's not something.
Yeah, it's like talking about racist little kids. Like, man, that little kid racist. It's like, that 5-year-old boy racist. Really?
Yeah.
He got that much of a problem with black people or something like that? No, it's learned behavior.
Yeah, it's learned behavior. And Q, you're right. Like she was just saying, they suppressed it. At least they thought they did. That's one thing that we do, not just us culturally, but everybody who experience trauma, they suppress it. And we was just talking about this for my own self, my own traumas that I've dealt with. And I just realized, I didn't want to seek help, because I thought, I'm doing good. I didn't have time to think about this, so I just pushed it back, and I'm going. I got this accomplished. I got that accomplished. Okay, nothing's wrong. I'm good. But then now it's to the point where, all this stuff I thought I did or thought I was doing, and I'm okay. I'm not okay.
Yeah, and it's all right.
So I have to go. Yeah, and that's one thing I had to tell myself. Like, you have brought yourself as far as you can bring yourself. Okay, so I shouldn't feel ashamed, or I shouldn't feel like I'm doing myself a discredit or a disservice by saying, okay, I need help now. I need help to deal with this issue that I've been through. So.
No, because that's when it really get down to it, we talk about like that. That's pride, right? Like that's how pride is a fall. Where it's like, well, I can do it myself. And like, you can't. Like, I know what it's like because I'm one of the people where it's like, man, I don't want to ask for help. And now that I started asking for help, it's like, all right, cool. Because what you don't know is there's so many people that want you to have help. They want to help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for like I ain't want to ask when we got married. I ain't want to ask anybody to do anything for our wedding. I ain't want to ask a fucking soul because I'm just not that type of person. I'm like, nope. And then when I was like, man, we need help, and I started calling the troops and stuff like that, people was jumping out the woodwork. Yeah, I got this. Boom, I got this. Hey, swipe the card. I can't be there. Boom, this and that. Da da da. Chad, you know what I mean? Big word Chad. Everybody. It's like, AJ, fucking Elon, D Round, Vic. I mean, everybody just came through. Like, but I don't. But it's one of the things I don't like asking for help. And it's a double-edged sword. You don't want to ask for help all the time, right? Like, I don't feel like bending over the time I shoot today. Help. You know what I mean? I don't want to go over here.
You would do that to me.
What?
I don't feel like being over the time I shoot.
When have I ever done that?
Help.
When have I ever done
Help.
that? I just
You
want
would
to tie
do
my
that
shoes.
if I let you do it.
I wouldn't even. No, what? I would not. I don't even
You
like
just
it.
won't tie your shoe and like, she'll do it.
No, I
That's
won't.
what you gonna do?
I walk out the house with my shoes untied all the time. I tie them in the car when I'm bending over at a red light. Like, ooh. But no, yeah. So I mean, it's something that we need to take care of, right? To get back to it, it's something we need to take care of. It's something that we need to really pay attention to. Is like that type of trauma. I don't even remember how we got here.
We were talking about society and how the traumas that we've been through.
Oh yeah, because it was because of the mother thing. So I think too many times I think men, women, I think different cultures, I think everybody, we've been at each other's neck for so fucking long that we don't even know how to like, it's like if all we did was argue and fight every day and then like a nice day would feel awkward. You know what I mean? It'd be like, good morning, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Start something.
Yeah, let me start some shit.
We nice today?
It's just like you get up and look, both for a smile or something like, good morning, motherfucker. Well, yeah, you got crust in your eye. Fuck out of here. I made you breakfast and I spit in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, you know what I mean? That's how awkward it got to feel. So it's like for men and women, it's like women and like people just feel so unheard sometimes, right? Like they feel so unheard in their community, right? Like women feel so unheard. Where it's like men just don't listen. They don't do this and that, da da da. These are the same women who don't listen. You know what I'm saying? The men, women don't listen. They don't do this and that, da da. These are the same men that don't listen. You know what I'm saying? So we sit here and we don't listen to each other, and we want everybody's just waiting to talk. And that's what we just like, everybody's just waiting to talk, everybody's waiting to talk, everybody's waiting to talk. Nobody's actually actively listening. Yeah. Like the art of just actively listening and being able, like I learned so much just by taking that skill set to like make sure I understand what the other person is trying to portray before I go to drill my point home. And I do that with you where it's like, okay. And so you feel this way, da 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 da. Yes. Okay. Yes.
I'm the opposite.
And then I'm up here like, okay, this is how I feel. You like, hold up, but hey, let me get my dime back out the jukebox. Defensive. I know. So you saying I'm the devil? So you saying I'm the devil? So I guess I should just die. No.
We burn this bitch up.
And let's burn it up there. I'm the devil. Like, no. And it's a bit much.
I'm a wreck. Okay.
And it's a wreck. So
I'm not afraid to admit it. Okay.
If people just took the respectful idea and mindset of when you have a conversation, listen for understanding instead of trying to get brownie points for overanalyzing people for I'm gonna figure out your shit better than you or trying to be the smartest person in the room or trying to impress people. Just literally have a conversation with the sole purpose of I want to understand you, and that's helped me so much. Even with my relationship with Fox, like, all right, you being a bit much, but I'm going to try my best to understand you. And even if I don't agree, it's like I understand how she gets from point A to point B. It's the wildest shit ever how she gets from point A to point B. It's like here's point A, here's point B.
My business.
Incoherent Fox noises. Incoherent Fox noises. Fox noises. Yeah, AB. Right? So, I mean, she's going to have a hard time getting there, but, I mean, it just takes, I think everybody can learn that. Just take some time when you listen to your partner, when you listen to your friends, when you listen to anybody that you're actually trying to communicate to, just try to listen. Right? Just try to actually listen and understand where they're coming from, because it means a hell of a lot just to, especially when somebody's trying to get something to you that's really bothering them, and you just sit there and listen. That shit can mean the world. And especially for men, we're really bad at it because we like, oh, something wrong? I go fix it. A lot of times women don't want us to fix it. They just like, I just want you to listen and understand what I'm going through so you could be more thoughtful about the way you go about things and help me to navigate whatever the fuck I'm going through because I'm struggling. And we just like, so you want me to shoot old boy in the cafeteria at your job? That's what you want? No, that ain't what you want? Okay. Let me listen some more. Wait and talk. So you want me to shoot the dude who work at the front desk at your job, beat him up, and no, okay. Just sometimes we just gotta listen, right? And we can't fix everything. Even though I feel like I can fix everything but the crack of dawn and broken hearts. But that's how I feel. But
don't. Well, that's the thing. That's the issue, though. We definitely have to. It's not a single mother issue. It's not this person was not good at being a mother issue. It's a societal trauma that we've all been through, our own personal traumas that we've been through. So we have to find a way to work through those things to get the tools necessary to work through those things, and then therefore we can go and teach our children those same things.
I think the hardest thing about therapy and things like that is that twofold. I think we might have talked about it already when I was saying this. Like, first, we don't have the village that we had.
Yeah.
We don't have the village that we had. And it's like this guy, and it leads back to what we was talking about before, is like these are unprecedented circumstances. Before, we'd have a traumatic experience like in our villages, it's something we'd solve it within our village. And if we had great leadership, which everything always falls upon great leadership, then things could be solved. People figured things out. We got to the nitty gritty of things.
Now we're
People
alone.
healed from it. Now we're alone, and we got to go to specialists. Like, think how crazy it is. The things we used to go to our village for and feel protected by the people who should only know us this close in our small circle of people in this village. Now we can't. Now our circle of people we hide all this shit from, and then we go to a complete stranger and be like, "Hey, I'm fucked up. Help."
Yeah.
Help. You know what I mean? So here we are. Unc said,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe lose my train of thought. But yeah, it's a whole bunch of things. It's a whole bunch of things that we can learn from each other. It's a whole bunch of things that we can learn. It's a whole bunch of things we could do. And we just got to be willing to do it, right? We got to get over ourselves and our own selfish desires and everything else so that we can be better people for the other person. And understand that life is about service. Like, it's one of them things that we tend to forget because everybody feels so entitled and think they're supposed to get this and everybody owe me this and everybody owe me that and blah, 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 blah. And no, it's about service. If we had a service mindset, like leadership, the best type of leadership is servant leadership. You know what I mean? So it's like if we take that servant style of leadership and everything else, it'll make everything better for us and all these relationships and everything else.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. So we just can't make this shit up for the day.
We did can't make this shit up, but I do got a dad joke in from Jeff.
What's up?
So if Apple came out with a car, what would it be missing?
If Apple came out with a car, what would it be missing? I don't know.
Windows. That's a win, Jeff. Tell Shakita. Tell your husband you got to win.
That was dope. That was dope. I like it. That's a win. That's a winner.
Yeah, he sent me that one on TikTok. I'm like, what is the dude was over there with the shit-eating grin, too. He's looking like, hey, if it called me by Apple, what wouldn't it have?
I like that. That was
Goofy
dope.
ass. He's like, what? He's like, Windows.
Very, very good.
Yeah, it was solid.
I like that. All
right, you got a gun in your head?
I do. My phone did.
Going down. Do you remember the gun in your head?
I think so. Okay. Gun to your head. Would you rather date yourself or be celibate for 2 years?
You mean date yourself
as a woman?
Yeah, okay. Not like I'm just
you.
Like that's celibate for 2 years. I just gotta know.
As a woman, you dating you.
Well, shit. At least I know I'm gonna get some because I'm a fucking.
Yeah, you a whore.
Damn.
Yeah, you are.
Wow. Well, all right. Well, how about you over there?
No, what you said you're gonna do?
I'm dating me. We gonna get some shit done. We gonna fight, and if we live, we taking over the world.
I'm going with celibacy. Ain't no way in hell.
Ain't no way in hell nobody should have to do. You couldn't deal with you.
Myself.
You could not deal with you.
I can't even deal with me. That is correct. So I am not going to date myself, man, woman, or otherwise. Okay? I'm not doing it. I'm celibate, and I'm good with that.
Celibate. Save a little bit for later.
Good with that. I got a blue rose, and that's going to be my friend, and I'm good. I'm done. I ain't dating me. Can't do it.
I don't blame you. I don't fucking blame you.
He's a strong man.
Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, boy, female version of me and her be hanging out. Like, see you later, Fox. Me and me gonna hang out. No, I'm saying out here doing whatever. We at the gun range just running all types of drills. You gonna be like, can I go to the range? Shh.
Just out.
Yeah, Keita
Nah,
said.
you think about all the fun aspects. You ain't think about the not so fun.
Oh, I know what's
aspects
fun.
of dating you.
But you know what the good thing about
You're
me?
not thinking
If you
about
want to be,
that.
if you want to be left alone, I'll leave myself alone. We probably won't talk for half the week, but it'd be cool. Be like, yeah, you ready to be done with this shit? Yeah, I get it. I can see you explained it. I understand why I fucked up. One thing about it,
assholes though.
yo,
Oh,
but
my God.
you know what? I'm good at getting my point across. We would
Y'all
get our
gonna
point
see-
across. And we'd be
Y'all
like,
going to
I bet you me and me would get along better than me and you.
doubt it. Doubt it.
Mm-hmm. And the female version of me lift more than you. So, all right, let's run through these comments and let's get out of here. All right, so Keita said, I want to take credit for giving him that joke, but I didn't. Keita's a fucking crazy person.
That was a good joke.
But
Keita.
the
I
whole
like that
statement
joke.
that sounds like, I want to take credit for no other reason than I just want credit. I didn't do anything to fucking formulate this joke. I just want credit. I date myself as a woman, but I have to gain about 75 to 125 pounds.
You're a little 10.
Hey, she got to be 2 something to do something, huh, Wick? That's what they'll talk about. She ain't a lady if she ain't 280. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Wick out here got to be.
Lady, please. I don't want to get at me.
Incoherent fucks noises. And Keita, I date myself. I probably even propose to myself.
Oh, you did wonderful.
She ain't say she was gonna marry herself though. She's just full of shit. That's what I said.
I propose.
I
to her,
propose
I
to
ain't
myself.
gonna
I
marry.
propose, and then she was like, "God damn, you crazy? Yeah, you crazy? Too.
I love you.
I love you." Like you know how you gotta have like those polar opposites, like Keita the crazy one, and then Jeff is like, it's kind of like me and you.
Yeah.
Really was like, you're the crazy one. It's like I'm all over the place, and I'm just like, yeah.
Gotta
But I think we got a little too much crazy because Jeff is like an actual calm, centered person, and it's like I'm a psychopath, just a little less fucking scatterbrained as you. And
You'll probably get there too as you get older too. You probably be
Deal with-
more.
Oh yeah, Jeff is a
Yeah. I'm sure he was probably like you. Crazy.
Nah, Jeff was never really that bad. Jeff has all been. I don't know Jeff.
That you know of.
I ain't saying. I'm just saying Jeff wasn't as bad as me. Like I ain't
We
saying.
not trading bad boy stories. That's what we not gonna do.
No, we not because this is the internet. I will
here
not
we
be
go.
exposing myself on the interwebs. Shakita, I'm the calm one. All right, time to end the show now. The devil is a lie. All right, Keita, it's been real. It's been real, baby.
Hey, you all. Thank you for sitting with us in Uncle Legend's Corner. Once again, we do appreciate your support. We thank you very much for all the support that we've been getting from you guys. Ideas, thoughts, contributions, everything. So if you see something you like, let us know. If you see something you don't like, let us know. Hit us up, askunclelegend@gmail.com. Peace.
Peace.
All right, and that is show.
What's the audio? Oh, that's good to go. I could pop both these out tonight.
Yeah, 'cause you know we stopped. The last one was like 13.
Well, I already
13
edited
to
it. Remember, I
14.
cut it
Oh
in.
yeah, you just cut it in. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We could drop this tonight.
After I got to drop the other one first.
Oh yeah. So next time we drop.
All right, what y'all got? I can eat the mic now.
Yeah. What's going on, guys? So we stopped the recording and we just live chilling and kicking it. What y'all got? What kind of questions y'all want to ask? I know somebody that want to ask a question so bad they just not doing it.
Got to see it through, my boy.
See it through. You here? You here? Make it do what it do. So Coco is not barking at us today. She's not barking because she ate right before the podcast, so we ain't got to hear her cussing us out and she sleep. So we did good. That's what we're gonna try to do for now. Feed her ass before we come through with the come through.
Coco ain't even the greedy one. Rocky's the greedy one.
Right.
The gray one. If you've been watching the podcast,
It's so cute how they sleeping right now. So cute.
We would
They
show them
gotta
to
touch
y'all,
each
but I
other.
know as soon as I move the camera. It's a good show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Wash hands, good show.
Maybe before I
I
get the
couldn't even
captions
see that altogether. I was like, ashwagandha. What? Yeah, that is good for you. But then he said, wash hands, good show. Okay, yeah.
What's up? Y'all got anything? Or y'all just gonna stare at
Yeah.
us, staring at you, staring at us, staring at you,
Looking at me, looking at you. I see
looking
you
at me, looking at you.
with
See,
that
looking with you looking ass.
Okay.
See Jeezy in the kitchen with his cooking ass. It was another thing, boy. It was some. I have a guy. We had notes.
Oh, my
I
phone,
had put a note
my
in there.
phone died.
Yeah, that's what.
Couldn't even get to any of it, but
That's what I was like. Oh, do you still know good? Because I saw you over there when you gave it to my phone. Did look like. Oh no!
like my what's that?
Yeah. Oh.
You staring hard. Wiggling.
Wiggling. Hey, what I wanted
What
to.
they gonna say next?
I wanted to. What I want to talk about the next one is
That's
it's talking
okay,
about what you think about it's talking about the Grammys and how so many Jamaicans apparently were angry about the white group that won the best Jamaican album or reggae album or whatever.
No, I didn't see that because I didn't watch the Grammys. So
Yeah, we
I can go and look at it. I was trying to watch it, just didn't seem that interesting. But white Jamaican group or ish, I'm not
They're not
surprised.
Jamaican. They're from Virginia.
I'm definitely not surprised, but
I don't know. You want to do you want to chop on that? Let your Jamaican out for the next podcast.
I guess we
Next
can.
podcast?
But I would have to see it first.
Yeah, that's what I'm
to
saying. They
see
give you
what
some
it
time.
is.
Give you some time to think about that, so you can come in here and dirty wine your ass through the first 15 minutes of the podcast.
It's definitely nothing that's that hasn't happened before with any.
Yeah, it was.
music,
They the
so.
third non-Jamaican group to win best reggae album.
Like you ain't reckon, it ain't what you been doing. Your heart, soul ain't in this.
Do you understand that the only difference between a large oxtail and a small oxtail is more rice and peas?
More rice and peas.
Because you're not gonna get one more of the goddamn oxtail. Oh, he was trying to do the hand clap emoji. That shit was like,
got
wash
you.
your hands.
It was like, well, yeah.
I was like cool running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you right now, fucking Fox every 5 minutes coming in with that shit. I'm like, man, well, especially when the Olympics come around. She'd be like, man, we should have gotten bobsledding too. Feel the rhythm. Like, Fox, get the fuck out of here. Get your ass out of here, man. Look at it. Fucking clown shoes.
Because
man.
that's so true. I'm just like,
Man, we was watching that single person bobsled.
Yeah,
Remember we was watching
that
that,
was
man.
dope,
That shit
yeah.
looked like somebody could die any moment.
it looked fun, but jeez.
Look fun for who?
Like,
They don't weigh enough. I get down there, I'm going twice as fast. Like, whoo. I might come out the bottom of that motherfucker. Like,
they hit the curve, you flipping over.
He be seeing their little ass come out of there, somebody like 120, 135, like, yeah, I had a great run. This and that. I come in there, that shit hitting Mach 5.
When you go around,
Yeah.
you gonna flip over.
That shit come around 9.8 meters per second squared. This motherfucker at terminal velocity.
It's the thrill of the game.
It's the thrill of the game, bro. I done came out that shit. See me up there with Elon Musk and shit. That shit is wild. All right, what's up? This whole gang of y'all in the chat. Y'all got anything else to say for us? Because if not, you know what I'm saying? We can drink on. I got a whole lot of water to drink. Obviously, fast phenomenon. I got a lot of water to drink.
I got some cookies
Miss
to eat.
Deisha.
You know what I'm saying? I got some cookies to eat.
All right, I'm done with him, Fox.
Yeah. Well, I don't have nothing to say to him either. Let's say I wanted to say something when he's not here.
Oh, y'all want to see me
go.
gone or something? Hold on. I can't drink wine.
Drink
Man, it's
wine.
Ramadan. Get out of here, Wick.
No, I drank the wine yesterday, so that's it.
Hey, y'all can talk to Fox. I ain't here.
I drank the wine. Whatever. See?
That whole shoulder in the picture, like.
Nah, they gonna talk when you here if they want to talk to me.
All right, well, it's been real.
All right, guys, we're gonna go then. So we see y'all on